Hello guys, I'm back. Um, I'm about to make the video with the 360 that I just gotta get this perfect. Just give me a second here, I'm just trying to set up my homemade Just make sure that this isn't gonna move on me. Okay, how's everything looking? Is everything looking good? That looks pretty good from here. Alright, hello guys. It's Justin here. So the last video I made was with the music box, the antique music box. Works really well now. So now, the next video, get this coffee container out of the way, is repairing an Xbox 360 that was given to me as a gift by a YouTube fan I met today. Just like the other YouTube fan that I met that gave me the music box that I told you guys about in my last video. So the Xbox here had suffered an E74, which was one red ring, and from there it suffered the 3 red rings. So this is the console. I'll show you guys, it has the black tags in it, the Elite tags. Like the other video I was saying, the young lady that gave this to me, she had it repaired. The electronics that were originally in there, it would have had the original white tags, 2007 tags on it. It had suffered the 3 red rings, which was permanent. She had him look at it. He tried fixing it once. It didn't work. He tried a couple more times. It still didn't work. So then he just went and put the Elite stuff in there. So it's the white premium model Xbox 60 case with Xbox 60 Elite electronics. So this one suffered the E74 with a bunch of like blue and green lines coming down the screen. It was spazzing, the graphics were all messed. And then when she shut it off and turned it on, it showed the 1 red ring. Then she went and shut it off, and it showed the 1 red ring a couple more times. Then on the next time she shut it off and turned it on, then it showed the 3 red rings, and there's no picture on the screen. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna take it apart, we're gonna clean the console, we're gonna put it back together, and then we're gonna plug it in and see if it works. And most likely, from the repair I'm gonna do right now, it will work again. This one's position, I don't think I need to take the heat sinks off the board, but we will have to take it apart for this fix. So we'll start with taking off the faceplate. So all you do is you just take your fingers. So my fingers, you put your fingernails in here. So then you go like this, you pull forward. You might have to go lower, and the whole thing just comes right off, just like that, okay? Next job, there's a bunch of clips in the side, so I'll tilt it. So right here in this piece, there's a clip right here, and a clip on this side. So what I like to do is I like to just take my finger, and I'll push up on the corners, if I can do it. Sometimes this one has good clips in it still, so they don't let off as easy. So I like to take my fingers, and I'll put all my fingers in here, and I'll start pulling up on it, and eventually it would release. You can also push down on this as you're pulling up. Sometimes that works. Wow, this one won't give up. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a flathead. I put it in here. There's little notches right here. that this can go into, like that. The clip's inside there, so all I have to do is go like that within the side, go like that, give it a little bit of a tug upwards, and the whole thing, both clips actually release there. So now that that's released, on the side here, we have a clip between these lines here. There's a clip in there, clip in there, clip right there, and the same idea on the other side. I'll show you the trick on the other side. So I'll put the screwdriver in there, maybe the next hole over, because some of the holes, oh yeah, look at that, nice and easy. Oh, that's the filled in hole. Sometimes you get like the filled in holes. Yeah, see that comes up nice and easy like that. And you just flip it around. Now there's a trick on this other side, you guys. Okay, so we got a clip right here where the screwdriver is. Just push in on it. Go like that a little bit. It comes up. But for this one, see this foot right here where the screwdriver is touching? You have to go underneath that foot and then push. And then put your finger on the foot so you don't pull the foot off. Just like that. Here's our panel with all the clips. You can see how there's 3 clips on this side and 3 on the other side there. Okay. So there's those clips. And we flip the console right over. And right here, there's a clip. So push on that, pull up. Oh look, both of them released. Right here, there's another one. Released. And then right here, yeah, right here there's another one. Released. So then you can leave that sit. So on this side, on the front here, let me get the screwdriver in there. Right here, another one. Released down. Right here, there's another one. Released. This other one might release by itself, so I'm just trying to be careful so it doesn't. There we go. And the next one is in that hole. Let me just pull up like that. And there it is. Clips on the side there. Clips on the side there. So now, it's your next job, is the fun part. Now this console is completely dead. Like it's not able to even turn on. Because when you go to power it on, it shows the 3-head rings. And you can eject the tray and close the tray, the fans kick on and everything, but it doesn't show a picture on the screen. So that leads me to believe that this one's video RAM underneath the board overheated. So that's what I want to see, is there thermal pads underneath this? Because those thermal pads will cause the console to become completely defective. The thermal pads underneath the board, there's 4 thermal pads around where the GPU X clamp is. There's 4 thermal pads that would go around like that. And those pads that are on there, they don't transfer the heat to the metal casing. That's what they're supposed to do, is transfer the heat from the video RAM underneath the board to the metal case. It doesn't work. Those thermal pads are garbage. You want to take them out and throw them away, because that's what kills the console. So 3-head rings, that's what's causing the 3-head rings. So in the back here, I can do it on camera because I put pretty good pressure on it. Right, I'll try to show you as the best I can. Right here, right there, right here, right here, right here, and right here. There's actual clips. So you put the screwdriver in here, put fair good pressure. Hear that nice clip? Just go like that. Just like that. Take two hands like this. And just like that. As you can see, she's now split apart. And then right here on the other side, so I'm gonna go like this. I'm gonna switch hands. Oop, oop, try not to do what I just did there. I didn't hurt the console though, it's perfectly fine. I'm gonna try to let you guys be able to see it as I'm doing this. So right here and right here, there's the two clips. So now you go like this and like this. And just like that, use your two fingers like this. And there it is. So I'll give you a close-up so you can see what it looks like. So can you see all those clips? There's 5 clips on the one side where the service tag or the MFR date is and the serial number. And on the other side, there's 2 clips. Okay? Set it down here. So this just comes up like that. On the front of it, I'm going to show you the front. You have a bunch of other clips. See, like there's 1, 2, 3, and 4. There's 4 clips. So on camera, so you can see this. I'm gonna try to position this just right. I'm gonna have to lean forward here so you're gonna. So you put your flat head in here. Go like that. Like so. Clip number 1 released. 1 in here. Clip number 2 released. Click here. Number 3 and click here. And there we go, all 4. Then just like so, the whole panel comes up. Sorry, there you go. An idea what it looks like there. Flip it around. Again, sorry, there you go, so you can see the clips. And put all your parts, you know, inside the case here. Set it down. This is a really cool, fan mail, like fan gift to get from one of my fans. And she was a big gamer too. She really likes the Xbox 360s. So she ended up just buying a brand new console. She knew someone who had one, brand new, still in the box, never opened. So that person gave her that console and she had her hard drive, so she just transferred all her stuff into it. So now, the next job is we have a bunch of screws here. So I'm gonna have to take this out, get my T10 bit. T10, so you'll need a T10, a T8, a very small flathead screwdriver bit, and thermal paste, CPU grease, and 99% isopropyl alcohol to do this job. And and Q-tips. Don't forget about Q-tips. You'll need those too. So there's going to be one missing screw right here. There's normally a long silver screw right here. You'd have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. That's what holds this upper case on. So because there's a missing screw there, I'll just undo this. Whoop. Try not to do that too many times. Those are the case screws, okay? They should be long screws like this. So just, take them all out. I might have to get off camera here. I have to go check something in a few. Something I just have to look. Anyway, so now I'm gonna flip the console down like this. You just lift up on this. Oh, this one's on there, nice. So here's our piece. Whoop. See all those clips? See all the clips there? Excuse my time here. I'm just looking at at my phone again. I gotta look at this message. Okay. I need you guys to give me 2 minutes. I gotta check on something. Okay, I'm back, you guys. I am back. So, our next job is taking this guy out, the disk drive. So, this is a disk drive of the year of August 2007. So this is about, let's see, 12 years old. So it'll be 12 years old, this Xbox. So I'm gonna get up. You won't see my face on the camera for a second. I just want to show you guys something. So, oh, this other portion of the Xbox is in the way. Let's put it over here. So we have our disk drive, right? Just so you guys can see that it's the year of it. So what you want to do, I want to do this on the camera close up. You lift out the drive so it lifts straight up. Right here and right here, there's like these little clips, and they're little spiky things. You have to get like a pair of pliers, pull up on them, and they'll just, you can just like completely remove them and throw them out. Both of those. So what I'm showing you here on the camera is how I like to remove the drive cables. So we have our power cable here. So this one with all the wires right here, that's our power. And this one over here, this one right here is so we got our SATA and power. So all you do is you put your finger down on the hard drive metal piece here and pull straight up gently. Then I put my finger underneath this piece right here. I don't know if you guys can see that, like that. Put my other finger on the top, pull straight up, and just like so. So as you can see, that all black one, that's completely all black, that one's the SATA, and then the one that's black with the white connector, that's the power. Okay, so this drive here is remarkably good. It will read really scratched discs. From what she was telling me, the nice gal that gave this to me, is when it did work before it died, she put a disc in it that almost had like key scratches on it, like sandpaper type scratches, and this console would read that read that disc without skipping it. So this has a really good laser in it. So if I can get this board to work, it has a nice drive. Now this is a firmware rewritable DVD drive, so this console can be set up to be able to play burned Xbox 360 games, like burned computer games in the Xbox 360 format, which is really cool. So yeah, this console hasn't been patched, so it can be flash modded, which is pretty cool, because I have like 66 burned Xbox 360 games, and half of those games are computer games. So this console just has to be flash modded. So yeah, I'm going to show you this on camera, because you need to see this. So right here, this little connector right here, this white connector, is our fan connector. So what I like to do is, I'll put my finger in here, push back on it gently. I don't know if you guys can see that on the camera right there. But you just put your screwdriver in there. Whoop. I didn't hurt anything, you guys, don't worry. Put the screwdriver in there, turn it a little bit, and then wiggle. And the connector right here comes right out. There's a fan connector. So then our next job is there's two clips, one here and one here. Lift up on this a little bit and push on the fan out. Don't be too rough on the fan, because if you pull out on this too hard, there's two little pins that come down and they break off real easily, and you need those pins. If they do break off, it's not the end of the world. Just position it perfectly. So then when you remove it, you gently go like that. Let me show you what I'm talking about when I talk about the pins that break off real easily. Okay. Here, I'll turn it the backwards way. You guys will see it a lot easier. See here? This is pin number 1, and right here is pin number 2. These break off. The fan, when it's in there, it can move like this. And that's not good. You don't want it to be able to move like that. So these are really good condition fans. So now, our next thing we want to take off is our little RF module faceplate. Now right here there's one clip number 1, and then right here is clip number 2. Take your finger, go like that, and it just drops off. See the little clips? And then that's what it looks like in the front. So always, when you put this together, see this little notch right here? Remember my finger's pointing, I'll take it away and you can see it. That little notch coming off the side. The faceplate, when you put it on, see if I can get it. When the faceplate goes on, that little notch always goes on that side towards this little chip. This is the more expensive faceplate because it has that chip. So anyway, so there's that off. So now, on camera, you can see right here, there's a Torx 8 screw right there, Torx 8 screw right there, and a Torx 8 screw right there. I don't have a Torx 8 bit anymore, so I use a Torx 9, which it'll just slide in there. So I'm gonna now take out those screws and then I'll show you the console. So take out my T10 bit, put the T9. And also on camera, so you can see it, see how I take it out. I put my thumb here, and then, so if it slips, it doesn't hurt anything. And with my thumb there, there's a less chance of it actually slipping. So there's our little black screw right there. That's our faceplate ones. Now the ones that hold the X clamp, the heat sinks in place, they're the same screws, so they won't get mixed up. So what I do is I put my finger like this, so you guys can see, and then just like that, and there's a screw. You guys probably having a hard time seeing that. You see it now like that, right? And then, like a USB cable, I'm plugging it from a computer, put your fingers like this, pull straight out, just like that. And you can see it's like a little USB kind of port. So that was your RF module. And as you can see right there, let's see if I can point toward it, yeah. Right here, that I'm pointing down at right there is where the RF module plugs in, and it's like a USB cable. And then right here is our USB power, like wired controller connections. So next, we flip our oh yeah, and check out the heat sink for the CPU here. This heat sink here is garbage. That gets so hot that there's no wonder these things red ring and have problems. And this heat sink here, also garbage. This right here, this extra bit right here is a big no-no. And right here, this piece here is actually soldered on. So you want the solid aluminum heatsink here that doesn't have this extra heatsink, and you want the solid aluminum one for the CPU that's solid piece of aluminum. I have a newer Xbox 360. It's a it's just it's like this, except it has like the fan and the fan trap and the RF module and stuff, but no DVD drive. So I'm thinking take the heat sinks from that one and put it in here eventually, because the board in that one is shot and is going to end up being used for scrap parts. So I might as well take those heat sinks and put them in here, because then this won't overheat anymore, right? So that'll be a different video, but that'll be when this thing dies out again, okay? And that could be a long time, because it's a really good repair, and I have a very nice feeling that this thing's gonna work. So right here, tilted up, here is our X-clamp screws. So this is for the heatsink. So we have one there, one there, one there, one there, another one here, another one here, another one there, and another one there. You take all those out. Okay. So on camera, they're the same black screw, same ones. Those will work to hold the RF module in place too. Oh guys, I gotta set this down like this. You guys will be able to see my screwdriver where it's located. I'll show you where the screws are. I'm just gonna take all the screws out now, okay? I really pray, you guys, that this console works, because the nice lady, that young lady, my fan, she gave this to me and said, you know what, she said to me when I got together, you should literally make a video on repairing this console. And she was hoping it would work. And I also have her Xbox Live profile name, so I can game with her. I'm not going to give out her profile name, because she didn't want me to, so I'm not going to give it out. I respect anyone that doesn't want me to give out their information or their profile names or whatever. So I'm not going to give that out at all. But anyway, she's very kind to give me this system. So I am definitely going to get it working. I am definitely, gonna I don't mind giving out my profile, Xbox Live profile name. So if you guys want to, if you have an Xbox 360 and you want to game online with me, you can. Because I play Call of Duty Black Ops, Call of Duty Black Ops 2, and GTA 5. And yes, I can do online on all those. I also play, I'm not sure if you can do online anymore with this game, but I play Wolfenstein 3D. I got the full version online. So my profile name, Xbox Live profile name is Accordion Man 16. It's Accordion Man 16. There's no spaces at all in any of that. You just put Accordion Man 16. So ACCORDION. Or sorry, let me spell that again. ACCORDIAN Man 16. No spaces. Okay? And put that in, add me as your friend. I'll see your request. I'll accept you and play with you. I just ask you, if you're a hacker, to not hack my account, because I've been playing Xbox for a long time, and the last time that happened to me, I lost a lot of stuff on the hard drive, and I had to restart over again. And I had, a long time ago, I had a 2005 Xbox. The hard drive I've had since that console. So, and that hard drive actually crashed. So I was able to get the hard drive working just long enough to get almost every bit of that information onto a new hard drive. But some of the hacked, corrupted files didn't go to the new hard drive. Thank goodness for that, because then, that new hard drive didn't have any problems. Because whatever was hacked, I set up where whatever transfers, I have it blocked, so none of the hacked stuff can actually go onto the new hard drive. And lots of stuff that didn't go on the hard drive was games, game saves, a lot of stuff, and that made me quite upset. So if you're a hacker, either don't add me as your friend, or if you're gonna add me as your friend, don't hack my account, okay? That'd be really nice, and I really appreciate it. So, yeah. Anyway, back to this console. So, oh yeah, I probably should show you guys these screws. These are little brass screws. They're all gonna be the same. And before I start taking it apart, so there's normally those two screws I was taking out. There's a screw here, screw here, screw here, screw here, screw there, a screw there, and then one there, and one there, and one there. So we just gotta take all those out. And that's what holds our main board in place, including the black screws that we took out of the bottom here that held the heat sinks in. So, now, these go underneath. You put your hands in like this. Grab that, lift up on here and here. Oh. Okay, one thing to remember. Hard drive copper, or hard drive brass screws. Oops. It's all good though. I didn't pull hard on the board, I was very gentle. Everything's all good. So there's those other screws. Now we can continue. So now we do that same thing. Okay, check this out. Here's the RAM chips. All 4 of them here. Those would have thermal pads on them. No thermal pads. So, this one has an error code 0102, which is the secondary error code for a video RAM error. 0110 is also video RAM. Also, that can also be that if you did the X clamp repair kit, that can also be that this is too tight. So, taking these X clamps off, you have to be careful. I decided I'm gonna actually take these off and just have a look underneath, just to see if there's like new grease that was put on but not put on properly. So what you do, you get your flathead screwdriver, you put it in the front, like right here. I don't know if can you guys see that? I hope you can. Right there, in front here, there's a little space. Never put the screwdriver in here and pull back on it. Put it in the front here, and you just put it in the front, give it a little bit of a turn. Put it on the side here, give it a little turn, and just like that, there's one of the X clamps released. So you just do that with the rest of them. And be careful, you don't want to, scratch the board and break components off, because then it's not working ever again from that, after that. As crazy as it is though, if the board tracings didn't rip off, I can actually put those components back on. I have a special way with a heat gun and some flux to do it. It takes a lot of talent to do it, but I can do it. Sorry, I'm just gonna put this down on the floor. Get this out of the way so you guys can see what I'm doing here. My apologies on that. So I'm just putting the screwdriver on there. Oh, I'm gonna have to remove the one X clamp claw on the other heatsink X clamp. Sometimes they can be a pain. Oh man, you're really giving me a rough time, aren't you? Come on. There we go. There's that one. So now, as you can see, we got this. Here's our X clamp. So there's one. So the heatsink for the GPU is off. Oh, that came off a little too easy. This one came off a little too easy. I have to repair the X clamp. This X clamp's damaged. The claws are. But I can fix that, and I can retension these. But honestly, this one should have the repair kit done to it, the X clamp repair kit, the screws and washers. Okay. I have to laugh. This guy that repaired this, I don't know if this is gonna work again. This is bad. I'm gonna show you guys this. See that on there? See how much grease is on there? That is not enough CPU grease. The grease, sorry, I'll turn this a little bit, I'll position it just right. The grease on this, it's supposed to cover the mirror so much that you can't even see the mirror anymore. The core mirrors there, on the CPU there and the GPU here, are supposed to be completely covered. There's barely any grease. There is no wonder this thing did what it did. So what happened is, I know how the video RAM underneath the board became defective and faulty. When you remove the thermal pads, that helps the Xbox. They'll last for a long time. That's if you haven't suffered the red ring already. If you suffered the red ring already from the VRAM becoming faulty, take the pads out, throw them away, take a heat gun, never hold the heat gun in one spot and don't put it too close to the board. When you have a heat gun, let's say I'm holding a heat gun like this, let's say here's the nozzle. So the nozzle's about this far away from the board, okay? So let's say my finger is the nozzle. You want to take the nozzle about this far and you want to go like that over the board and heat it up. I always move it around like this, or you can go like this, but move it around the board. Never hold it in one spot. And don't get the board too hot. Get it just right. Warm it up for about 3 minutes on one side, flip it over carefully, and then 3 minutes on the other. Focus on the chips that need to be heated up. Let it fully cool down before moving it around and stuff. Put the heat sinks back on with the right amount of CPU grease. Put it together. Man, there's no wonder this thing doesn't work. Well, I'll have to let her know. That's funny. This guy needs to be more careful when he does repairs. But I mean, everybody does their own repairs, right? So here's the CPU grease that's on there. And the CPU grease that's on there. There's barely any grease. So what I'll do is I'm looking at the CPU and it doesn't look good. A CPU that's healthy and working correctly. Oh man, this is too bad. Give me a second, I'm gonna get a cloth. I gotta wipe off the grease off the CPU and the GPU and I'll show you. I'll be right back. So here's a cloth. Oh man. Let's get this out of the way so you guys can see what I'm doing here. Put it this way. Hopefully you guys can let me have a look above. Let me have a look over here. See if you guys can see. You guys can't really see that, okay. You guys are probably having trouble seeing the thermal, having trouble seeing these guys here. So on camera, I'm gonna hold it up to me like this. I just take my cloth. Yeah, there's barely any CPU grease. This is why this thing's overheating. So right now, at the moment, I don't have actual CPU grease. So we're gonna leave the CPU grease that's on the heat sinks and just use that. And hopefully it'll stay cool enough to just at least show you guys the console booting up and working correctly. Hope you guys can see the, let me know in the comments down below if you guys can actually see the thermal mirrors, the actual mirrors here. And if you get this white CPU grease, I know the stuff he's using here. The stuff that he used is Nextech, I believe Nextech ceramic thermal grease. It's unique thermal paste, and it cost $14.99 plus tax. So you're probably looking about $16 for that little tube, and it's tube about that big by that thick. So you get 10 grams, about 10 grams of CPU compound. And if you think about it, that's quite a bit of CPU. Okay. I'm just going to do a quick look at it. Yeah, looks good. Okay. So if you can't really see it very well on the camera. Okay, so I'll put the cloth here. I'm gonna bring this up to you guys here so you can see this. See the, I hope you guys can see it on the mirror. Here, I'll try to get a reflection. See right here? There's like a bunch of reds and blues and greens. This mirror, there you can sort of see it now, is supposed to be, I hope you guys can see that. This mirror is supposed to be completely silver. And I'll try to position this just right. So these are silver, complete silver nicely. This one's different colors. I really hope you guys can see that. So it's supposed to be, they're supposed to both be silver. So from what I'm seeing, when I'm looking at it, I'm seeing red, green, a little bit of silver, more green, a little bit more silver, and a bunch of green dots all over the mirror. I look at the GPU core mirrors, nice and silver, no dots, no lines or nothing. The CPU baked so hot that it changed the coloring in the core mirror, which is actual glass. That's bad. That it had to get like 500 degrees Celsius. Like it had to get 500 degrees to get that hot to change, maybe even hotter than that, to change the color of the core mirror. Which the core mirror is this guy right here, the glass. Nice and silver on the GPU, different colors, and infected core mirror on the CPU. So the CPU on this, it's not technically completely dead, but it's on its way to that point. So because of the amount of heat that was putting off, the GPU is linked to the CPU, the tracings, and then from there to the video processor, from there to the video sound card, from there to the video RAM. So because the board got so hot, that made the video RAM underneath the board defective. So we got an E74, one red ring, shortly after that following the faulty video RAM, which is a 3 red ring. Now sometimes the 3 red ring can be fake. So the fake 3 red rings will be where, here I'll show you. I'll show you on this, like it won't light up, I'll just show you what I'm talking about. So on the RF module here, this middle light right here, where the power is, that'll be flashing, and then the 3 red rings here, there would be 3 red rings on these 3 lights here. They would be flashing red, and this middle light here would be flashing green. If this stays solid green, and this 3 red rings, that's most of the time the real red ring. But if this is solid green and this is flashing red, and you look at your power brick, and your power brick is either on standby mode or your power brick is red, that means your power brick had a surge and you have to unplug the power brick. I'd say give it maybe 30 seconds unplugged, and that light should go out on the power brick. Once that light goes out, plug it back in. It should go to like the yellow standby, then plug it in and your console should be good as new. But this case of this console, it has the real red ring of death. And also, if it's not the real red ring of death and it's fake, the console won't actually turn on. The fans won't kick in, the DVD drive won't kick in. It'll just be flashing the 3 red rings and nothing will power up except for it flashing the red ring, okay? So now that we got to this point, Also, this console, sometimes if the CPU and GPU fail, it can be several things. So this console might actually fire up after I do all this, because the cleaning that I did, I cleaned everything up. So what I'm gonna do, the only thing I did not clean, because I'll show you here on the heatsink after I'm done. Got a little tiny like hair. Here, see that? That's gonna transfer the heat enough to run it. So we're gonna reset this console, because I also don't have a heat gun at the moment because my heat gun broke. So I need to get a new one eventually, a hot air reflow gun. So we just put this down. There. So, there they are. Our X clamps. So, you just take your X clamp, give it a slight bend on each corner. And then, take a pair of your handy dandy pliers, and you bend the claws back into place. So I like to put, ooh, it's okay, I didn't hurt anything, don't worry. That's just slipping off the claw of the X clamp. It's not hurting nothing. And I just bend each of the corners . And I think I got most of them. Okay, this one needs to be bent slightly. Okay. So now, here's the X clamp, it's all fixed. So you put it on here. I'm trying to get it. Whoa, that's tight. Oh, there we go. Don't worry, nothing broke. That's just a very nicely tightened X clamp. So you want to put that like that. Just push on the corners here. Make sure they're lined up, right? I'm going to push this one forward, if I can get it. Push forward. Oh, man. So I'm going to have to stand up, you guys. Oh, wow. That's amazing how tight that's on there. So we're not going to have to, oh, wow. Ooh, this one needs to be pushed forward. There we go. Oh my goodness, wow. Holy moly, you guys, this is on there tight. If I can get this X clamp in, it's definitely, ooh, it came off on me. So I'm gonna try to get this in all the way. Oh, there we go. So you hear that nice loud clip. It is not, these claws are not coming off easily. And they're all nicely pressing. So now we have a nice solid heat sink. So, you guys, if this thing red rings, after we put in the metal chassis and reset it, and it's still red rings, that CPU and the RAM got baked so hot. Like, I think the RAM will reset and it'll show the circle of light and it'll work. But I'm not sure for how long. So here's our GPU one. So I'm gonna just spread the grease again. That's what it looks like after it's spread. There's barely any grease, you guys. Like, that's why this thing baked and died out, is because of that. So I'm gonna have to put the Xbox on my lap because you see how the heatsink's so thin. It has to be on my lap so it doesn't have it on my one leg, so it doesn't move around, because I want to keep the grease perfect. So X clamp, bend each one of these. And a matter of fact, give it a little more of a bend, because we're talking about our GPU here, right? Our GPU gets quite hot. So now you can see how good this is bent. You can see, oh, when you see that, it's asking for those. Oh wow. Let's give them a little bit of that. There we go. It's equal. It's even. The same thing, you know. Go around each corner. You know, you want to bend this down, right? So it's all good. Just the oh, that works pretty good. I found a new way how to bend these over. Put the pliers like this and do that. That works really good, actually. Whoop. This one did actually bend a little far down. But don't worry, I'm not hurting the part. I'm not hurting the X clamp. A little bit more of it. Okay. My pliers are pretty good, so alright, so that should be tight enough for this X clamp. Hopefully not too tight. Yeah. So now that I got that, I can come back onto the camera here. Okay, there we go. Alright, so now I got those two clamps on. Oh, that is tight, you guys. Oh, I really hope I don't destroy the, oh no, there we go. It's on. Okay. So as you can see, there's our clamps on. There's the heat sinks, the crappy heat sinks. But you know what? Even the crappy heat sinks can be fine. And these heat sinks are actually collector's items, so I'll collect them. I'll hang on to them. It's actually nice to keep everything original. So now, we just push the board back in. We want to clip our fans back down the same way, like with those clips. But what we don't want to do is plug the fans back in yet, because we're gonna reset the console, which means we're gonna let it heat up until the solder reconnects itself. But when you do that, make sure you put all the screws, except for the long case screws, the real long ones that are that long, don't put those in, because they can't go in until the entire console's ready to go together. Put in your black screws, which is like the RF module and heatsink screws, and put in the brass screws. So you just hold it up like this, and I like to put them in by hand first. So there's one. I'm really trying to get this in, you guys. And finally our last one, and then we can, because like, in the next little bit here, once this is like, when we overheat it, I'll show you the other consoles I got. And I'll show you the one console that has the real nice heat sinks that I'm gonna use. Are these the Torx? Smaller Torx? Okay. Nope, they're not the smaller Torx. Got the right bit now. Oh, okay. You want to try to get these almost perfect. Don't over tighten them, whatever you do. You'll either break the board or you'll break the heads of screws. Oh, there goes this bit. This bit just stripped a bit. It still works. Or maybe the screw's stripped out because it works okay for certain screws. Oh yeah, I can see it. Screws stripped out, so what I can do is put some pressure on it and then tighten it. So there it is together. You see the screws. 3 screws where they went. So we're not putting this on yet because we want to be able to turn this on by hand and turn the on switch. The little on switch right there. So now flip her over, careful because you don't have the other screws in, so don't let it bud because things won't turn out so nice. So we're gonna put the case screws in. So we need to take this T8 out, T10 in. So our case screws are one here, one there, one there, one there, one here, one here, and 3 here, one in each of these holes. Okay? So the screws I'm talking about that we're putting in right now, they're those ones. Okay? So what I like to do is I'll put a screw in here, and this is a way to keep your board from warping. Nice and tight. Put one there. Put one here. Put one in here. And then finally, put one in here. And what this will do is this will even out the board. So nothing now works. Everything's in nice even shape. Because this Xbox is upside down, the heat sinks are able to go like this. So what you want to do is take this out right away, and let's get those other screws in. Let's grab all these black screws. We put all these black screws up here. Now the Xbox 360 is a great system. It's still one of the best consoles out there for the Xbox world. The original Xbox is a pretty good console, but you can't play online on an original Xbox. So that's where the Xbox 360 comes in hand. So lots of these screws are stripped out. This guy was a little rough on the screws, tightened them a little tight. Luckily though, I'm having luck putting them back in. So after these are in, we'll put the rest of the case screws in, and then I'm charging up my tablet, so it'll have enough of a charge now where I can unplug it. So I'll unplug it and I'll bring you guys over to TV once I get the rest of this in. And then, oh yeah, and we'll also put the DVD drive in. Wait a minute. No, we won't put the DVD drive in because we have to overheat it, and we don't want to overheat the DVD drive circuitry. So we'll just take the console without the fan trap or DVD drive. The Q-tip trick, the towel trick works for primary fix, but it's not healthy for the console. The healthy way is the way I just showed you. But, you know, because I don't have the heat gun, I couldn't really reflow the board the way that I like to do, which is the safer way of doing it. This way is just going to be a primary quick fix to see if the console has any life in it yet, any life left in it, because that CPU, it didn't look too good. So we'll see. Surprisingly, they can look real bad and actually still work fine and last a long time and eventually completely die out. That's where you have to remove the CPU and put a new CPU in place. It has to be exact right numbers and everything, and the same model board. So there's all those screws. So now we're going to put the rest of these screws here in, all these guys. Oh, ha! Gotta take this bit out. That's our T8 bit. We want to have the right size bit. You know, it's a lot of fun fixing video game consoles. Eventually I'll have a PS4 repair video, an Xbox One repair video, so stay tuned for that, because eventually I'm going to have those. It probably won't be for a while, like a month or two, but I will have those eventually. Unless you guys actually send me, what would be really cool is you guys sent me a broken original PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. Then I could do the repair videos a lot quicker. But besides that, it's going to take me a while. Okay? So please like and subscribe. Smash the like button. It'd be real nice. And yeah. So all the screws are back in. Oh, there we got a flying screwdriver. So as you can see, all the screws are back in place. So it's ready to be powered up the way it is. Fans are not connected. So I'm gonna set it over here. And I'm gonna get a hold of you guys. I'm gonna grab the tablet. All right. Hello, guys. So anyway, oops, sorry about that. So I'm gonna switch the camera to the backwards way so you can see everything. So now here's our Xbox 360 repaired, or it hasn't been fully fixed. There's my hard drive, by the way, the new one. This is my idea of, this is like the inner piece of the hard drive. So we'll turn on the TV just for the fun of it. You know what'd be funny is if this console booted up nice and green, and you never know, it just might work. It might work right now because there was some stuff I cleaned up off the board, so it might be an operational console. So just for the fun of it, I'm gonna hook up every single connector. I'm even gonna plug in my hard drive, so until it overheats and resets. As you can see, my hard drive and all the good stuff is in, and using it while the fans are unplugged and stuff will help the console reset quicker. So I'll turn my volume. Whoa, why is the volume up so high? That's not good. All right, guys, moment of truth. No way, look at that. See, after doing that cleanup, check this out, you guys. Look at this. Look at that. Oh yeah, see my profile right there? See my profile right there? I'll try to get you guys closer so you see it. Profile. The profile at the bottom is a non-online profile. The one on the top. So Accordion Man 16. So it's ACCORDIANMAN 16. Okay, that's me right there. So while it's overheating, here's my controller. Let's sync it. That was a little easy. So check this out. There's my profile again. Guys, let's load up a game that's gonna warm this console up real fast. Let's load up some GTA 5. I swear to you guys, this thing is gonna, see how the light's blinking? The reason for it blinking like that is because the DVD drive isn't plugged in. But we don't want our DVD drive in, because if how hot this is gonna get is enough to make the console complete defective. It'll make a complete defective DVD drive circuit board. So, I'm trying to supposed to do this. We'll do. Like that. I really apologize about that. Now, this is the Xbox. Oh, there you go. There you go. It didn't take long. Reset. You can see how the power supply is still on. So it hasn't fully reset yet. See how it's green? It's still on. Holy man, CPU is baking. The GPU is fairly warm. That's fairly hot. Holy, but the CPU is insane. The amount of heat coming off the CPU is not good, you guys. It is so hot. But it is transferring the heat to the heatsink. And the GPU one is transferring to there. When I touch it, the GPU one's not extremely hot. I can actually hold my hand on there for a while. I can actually hold my hand on it and not get burnt. If I touch the CPU one, I can barely touch my hand on it. It's so hot. Guys, that is insane. So our CPU is definitely having a problem. So I'm going to position this where you guys can see the red. You can see on the one corner the power supply light's green. You can see 2 red rings saying that it's on final shutdown stage, which is saying that I'm finishing up the reset and I'm about to shut off. So after this, the console needs to cool down for at least, I'm gonna say 15 minutes. So what I'll do is I'll stop this video. Oh, yeah, here we go. Console went to standby mode. And sorry about the camera if it's doing that. And it's off. So what I need to do is unplug that, unplug the TV cable. I need to unplug every single thing out of this. Okay, I'll show you guys. Clearly everything is unplugged and it's on standby. So now I need to let this thing sit for 15 to 20 minutes. I'm gonna actually give it 20 minutes so it has enough time to cool down. And I'll see you guys in the next video, okay? So see you in 20 minutes.